TV Cycles here with an update on August the 16th. So I was looking for either a double top or sideways consolidation here, but now we made a new all-time high, so we have shifted this whole corrective phase a bit, and I'm looking for a low around mid-September. Now I'm not going to lie, I'm really having difficulties in understanding the oscillations in this market since May, and because in green down here I have my 4-week cycle, and that's related to the recurring solar activity from the solar rotation, and this cycle is present in the market like 90 or 95% of the time, but right now it's not working. So we see we have these small local tops here, and you know, this one was at this point in the cycle, and we see this next one was a little bit earlier, and this next here is even earlier, and this one is earlier. So you know, this 4-week cycle often has a 2-week sub-cycle within it, but this oscillation that we are now seeing is neither. It's not 2 weeks, it's not 4 weeks, and I'm not comfortable in this kind of market, and I know that eventually we will snap back to the normal rhythm, but right now it's well, looks like some close to a 3-week oscillation or something. But this is not a good time to be bearish, because you know, if we look at here, I have the number of days above the 20-day moving average. So we broke below the 20-day moving average 2 weeks ago, but going back 70 years, we see it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 times that we were longer above the 20-day moving average. And right now, if you look at the 35-day moving average, you know, we are close to 80 trading days above, and there's only like 10, 15 times in these 70 years that we have been longer above the 35-day moving average. But yeah, I am bearish, and there's a very good reason that I'm bearish, and that is, for instance, the 3.5-year cycle here shown for these going back 70 years, and right now, as we see, we have we have gone past the theoretical cycle top. That is not unusual that we have a late top, but there's a pattern here I'm looking for. We see this Trump panic in March, April. That was, well, you have to excuse me having this very low resolution chart here, but I hope you can see it. So we have this low that happened here around the topping phase of the cycle, and I'm looking for analogs here. This is a fake breakdown, and then the bull market extends. And if we go back to this point, that's 2018 or something, we had a similar condition. It was a deep correction in this topping part of the cycle, but the market went on longer. And also we had something here in 2014, and the market then continued up for about 6 months or so. And if we go back further, one of my favorite analogs is here from 1965, where we had this drop and then continued. We see this drop is in the topping part of the cycle, and then the market continued up. Now actually there's a last analog that I really don't like, but I cannot exclude it, and it's this one from 1980, where we had this drop and then a huge rally up to this bull market top, and here we were so much shifted out of sync with the cycle, so it's almost inverted. So a very unusual cycle. Now I don't like this as an analog, but I cannot exclude it, and we will come back to it. So this cycle says eventually we will have the normal weakness from the cycle, and the typical target is around this 3.5 year moving average in black, at least around that level, but we could break down lower. But as we are now making a late top in the cycle that looks like a bullish right translated top, that does not favor a very deep move here. But around next summer, from summer 2026, I will turn bullish again, and then the next top will be around 2028, 29. But let's have a look at these analogs. So I have drawn them here. I have aligned them at this low at this point, and also from this top before this correction. And here we see the analogs from 1965 in blue, which is my favorite, and also we have 2014 here in purple and 2018 in red. And as you see, well, these two in blue and purple are very similar, while this red one is a little bit out of phase with the two others. But there are many similarities here. I think we are seeing something about price target and time target. Now in 2018 we had an early and deep correction, and then we had a price target that was reached, and that was it, and then we rallied. While these two others made their final lows around what corresponds to next summer, and that could be the time target. So if we don't have a quick deep correction, well then we have to grind down into next summer. And if I draw a general scenario here, it says we should probably have a correction down into mid-September, then the final top around October, November, and then a general, well, some weakness into either winter or summer. And if we look at this here with the 17-week cycle, well, first I should mention my interpretation of the market is this is a very dominant cycle of 17 weeks. It's connected to a planetary cycle and solar activity, but it's not a good cycle to be trading. It's rather the 10-week oscillation, which has lows at these points. And these are all 10-week oscillation lows, but it's not exactly 10 weeks. It can vary. It can be 12, 13 weeks sometimes, and you see these are all the oscillation lows, and the next low is expected around mid-September. And if we count the days from this low to this low here, we have that's almost 1,000 calendar days, and it was 12 oscillations. So actually in this bull market the 10-week oscillation is almost 82 calendar days. That's almost 12 weeks. So in this bull market the 10-week oscillation is almost 12 weeks. And a typical length of this now 12-week oscillation is suggesting a low around mid-September. And normally these 10-week oscillation lows are around this moving average. Now if we don't get correct down to this moving average, then we typically do it the next time. And we see this low here in June did not reach the moving average, so I think the next one will, giving us a target around 6,200 and around mid-September. So I think, well, this is from the summer, my family here in Crete, but we should start this corrective phase soon, but I'm giving up trying to time the market correctly, or it should begin soon, and we should see a low mid-September, but I'm expecting a higher high in October, November, before the 3.5 year cycle bearish phase finally begins. See ya!